Hello, I'm Jack Poole and this is my game Potion Panic for Intro to 3D. So the whole concept of my game is you are kind of some guy that's exploring the remnants of an alchemist dungeon, sort of making your way through the game using various potion pickups. So you can see my health in the bottom left and what is basically a sort of pickup UI element, which I'll demonstrate shortly. So you start the game sort of looking at this potion, and the idea is that they might be looking around trying to figure out what to do, and they can see that they need to make it up here in some way. And also, if they press I, they can get a menu that gives them a series of information about the game. Now, this menu will only display information about the game that they have obtained already. So, for instance, I can find information on the slowdown stopwatch, which is an ability I can access by using my right click. But if I wanted to learn, say, about the fire potion, something I haven't encountered yet, there is no information displayed on that item. And that is the same for all the items I have not encountered. So, like teleport potion, no information. For this, there is some information, and this continues on. So, looking around, they might see that there's fire potion listed. They might try and get through these barrels, and you can move them about a bit, but they can't get through. So, eventually, hopefully, they will come and pick up a potion. You can see the bottom left icon has now gone red to signify that they have a fire potion in hand. And then from that point, launching this at the barrels will destroy the barrels and allow them to get past. They can gain access more potions here, but first they might want to check their information guide, and in checking this, the fire potion entry is now filled in, and they can get a full list about how it interacts. If they miss an item on the first throw, the fire potion instead bounces, and it will bounce twice before exploding. So if it impacts with an object or it bounces twice, it will then explode. Okay, so then they get access to these potions. They will pick them up, the icon goes green. And now checking the guide, teleport potion is now filled in, and they can read some information about how this works. How the teleport potion works is within 2 bounces, this will erupt and teleport me to the desired location. There we go. Just to note, I am picking these potions up with left click and also launching with the left click, and you can only hold one potion at a time. So they are brought to this new room now, and they can see a few things going on. They might check and see, oh, well, there's lots of potions, I need to make it up here somehow. They can also see this button here, keep it down. Now, how these pressure pads work is when pressure is applied and they reach the end, they trigger an event, and then upon pressure leaving, they will rise back up and trigger a second event. This is working for a door opening and closing up there, which I'll demonstrate shortly. So when it hits the bottom, the door opens. When it hits the top, the door closes. This can be triggered by either barrels or the player. Right, so we see up here and we can see apples are unhealthy, which is a bit cryptic, so they might first instinct to grab the teleport potion and launch themselves up here. See, I missed, and I'm now demonstrating another mechanic. So part of the game is I like the chaos of being like, oh no, I've mistimed the potion, I need to try and catch out of the air. But what I found is because of how quickly the potion projectile moves, it's pretty hard to catch them out of the air. So I added a right click feature, which allows them to slow down time and allows them to easily catch potions out of the air. So anyway, their first instinct might be to be up here. So let's say they launch the potion up, and they immediately get attacked by this creature, which then will proceed to attack them and lower their health, as you can see in the bottom left. I'm going to demonstrate what happens when a player is killed, so I'm just going to let this apple go. As you can see, they're quite slow, but still quite intimidating. They're just slower than the player, so you can outrun them, but they will quickly become a nuisance once you deal with them. So they'll slowly whittle my health down. You can see there are more of them up here. So they're about to kill me, and they'll set me to 0 health, and they'll play like the death. Slowly the sound will fade out, and within a few moments I'll demonstrate respawning. So there we go. They will be slowly respawned back in the starting area, and their health will be set back to 100. This also gets rid of any potions they are currently holding, so they can't transport potions through death. Right, so let's get ourselves back up there. So knowing what we know now, we can maybe try and eliminate these apples. So if I grab a fire potion and aim it just correctly, there we go, I can eliminate the enemy. So now they might be like, oh, so they might teleport up here. See, they need to get higher up and go, oh, I wonder how I'll do that. There's no teleport potions up here. And there's this first small puzzle element, But first, let's do the sensible thing and eliminate this apple. So what you actually need to do for this puzzle is two things. So the first thing you need to do is grab one potion, launch it, and then grab another potion before that potion lands. And there you go. This is demonstrating the slowdown mechanic in action. And that gets them up here, and then a second potion can launch them up to this next platform. Unfortunately, however, upon reaching that next platform, they'll quickly find out there's no teleport potions up there, and they need to get to the higher platform. So the second stage of this puzzle is they need to launch the teleport potion, and they don't need to slow down time for this, but it does make things easier. Get down here, and grab another potion before that potion lands. And as you can see, that's brought them up here. Now they need to make it up to here, so I can launch the potion up there. And there we go. There's a series of barrels up here, and this is where they need to go. The pressure plate down below activates this door. So upon pushing some of these barrels, you can get them down to the pressure plate. I'll grab two just in case I mess it up. You can also pull these barrels slightly by just clicking on them with nothing in your inventory. So let's just grab a couple of these barrels and bring them down with us. There we go. And we will slowly push this onto the pressure plate here. And see this in action. So as we press this into the pressure plate, it slowly goes down like it did when the player was on and activates the mechanism. Okay, now let's make our way back up to that door. There we go. As you can see, however, there is an apple blocking the way. He's pretty quick at tracking our movements. Now we could try and rush through and get a fire potion, but it's much easier if we are to go down this way and do a little nifty trick. So if we launch this up with us and then grab a second, we can use the same trick we used to get up to third floor to launch a potion here. Grab the fire potion before it lands. There we go, and now we can try and eliminate this creature. I'm staying far back because if this fire potion impacts me, it will kill me as well as the apple. Just out of its explosion radius. Okay, so moving into this room, we can see that this is the way you beat the game, is by getting through to here, but they can't reach it due to the door being in the way. And there's this little hint here which is size matters. So there are a few new potions scattered across this room, so we can maybe pick one up. Let's see if we pick this blue one up. They might throw it around and bounce it around, but it does impact barrels similar to the other potions, so I'll just show that in action. And this shrinks the barrels down to a size that can be fitted through the Great Gate. And we can see that by looking at the reduction potion, which has now had its journal entry filled in. And they can read all about it here and how it acts. Okay, so now we're going to try and make our way through the barrel, make its way through there, and push it onto the pressure plate that's within. Yeah, push that through. Now they need to get through to press into the pressure plate, so we can teleport potion in. And we can push this barrel up onto the thing. Oh, it's sort of getting stuck on the thing. And then also, they can technically pull it onto the object. Oh, give me 2 seconds. I'm not doing this. There we go. So they can press it onto the pressure plate, but it is not doing anything. And that's because the barrel is just too small. A barrel of that size isn't going to be able to activate this pressure plate, so we need something much larger. Alright, so they may look at their arsenal here and they've got nothing that can assist. They've got a teleport potion, a fire potion, and more shrinking potions. So maybe they'll think, oh, maybe I need to shrink the barrel further, so they might attempt that. But when shrinking it any further than half its size, it will dissipate and go microscopic and basically be destroyed. And so they need to get a barrel through here, make it larger, and then press it on the pressure plate. And the way they do that is through a mix of the teleport potion and the enlarging potion. So first, they can push one of these smaller barrels in, as we did before. But this time, once they teleport, they need to grab one of these enlarging potions before the teleport potion impacts. So they can launch this through. Now they have this enlarging potion, and upon launching this enlarging potion at the barrel, it will grow it back to its normal size. So we can just pull that slightly, and then push it onto the pressure plate, and you can watch as the door slowly opens here. Now before we finish the game, there's one more thing I'd like to demonstrate, which is if a growth potion is launched into one of these normal size barrels, it will turn it instead into a large barrel. And then if it is launched at it a second time, it will destroy the barrel completely, as its molecules have grown too large. So that is the demonstration of the game, and upon grabbing this eggplant, they will have completed it. And that's my game. Thanks very much. The game will now slowly fade to green, and that will be the end. Thank you very much.